1. Hook ever wondered when it's better to ditch AWS Lambda and switch back to EC2? 2. The real problem: Lambda is often praised for its scalability and zero maintenance. But it's not a one-size-fits-all solution. Understanding when to revert back to EC2 can save you time and money. Let's dive deeper. 3. The simple explanation: AWS Lambda is ideal for short, event-driven functions. It automatically scales with traffic, and you only pay for what you use. But when your application needs more control, customization, or predictable performance, EC2 becomes the better option. Long-running processes: if your tasks take longer than 15 minutes, Lambda's timeout limit can be a deal-breaker. Consistent traffic: if you have steady traffic patterns, EC2 can be more cost-effective than Lambda. Advanced networking: for applications needing VPC configurations or specific networking setups, EC2 is the way to go. Heavy resource usage: if your app requires more than 3 GB of memory, Lambda could lead to performance issues. 4. Real-world example: let's consider a startup called Foodie App, which initially built its order processing system using AWS Lambda. They saw a rapid increase in users, growing from 100 daily orders to 10,000 in just 6 months. Initially, Lambda worked perfectly fine, handling the surge without a hitch. However, as their user base expanded, they faced a couple of challenges. First, each order processing function would time out after 15 minutes, leading to failed requests during peak times. Second, their AWS bill skyrocketed due to Lambda's pay-per-execution pricing model. They went from spending about $50 a month to over $1,200 in just 2 months. After evaluating the situation, they decided to migrate back to EC2. They set up 2 M5. Large instances, which cost them about $70 each per month. Now, they could handle long-running processes and have predictable costs. They also experienced a 30% improvement in order processing times. 5. What to do instead: if you find yourself in a similar situation, here's a clear roadmap for transitioning back to EC2. 1. Evaluate your current usage, analyze your Lambda usage patterns. Look for average execution time, number of executions, memory consumption, monthly costs. 2. Identify bottlenecks, timeout errors, performance slowdowns, high concurrency limits. 3. Calculate costs: EC2 costs based on instance types, Lambda costs based on anticipated usage. Look for thresholds where EC2 becomes cheaper. For example, if your Lambda usage exceeds 2 million requests per month, it might be cost-effective to switch. 4. Choose the right EC2 instance: consider your app's requirements, CPU needs, memory requirements, storage type. Use instance types like T3. Medium for small workloads or M5. Large for medium to heavy workloads. 5. Plan your migration: start with non-critical functions, test the new setup, monitor performance. 6. Setup monitoring and alerts: CPU usage, memory usage, request rates, set up alerts for unusual spikes. 6. Common mistakes. 1. Ignoring cost analysis: not comparing Lambda and EC2 costs properly. Always perform a thorough cost analysis before making a decision. 2. Choosing the wrong instance type: selecting an instance without understanding your app's needs. Use benchmarking and stress testing to determine the right instance type. 3. Overlooking security configurations: not securing the EC2 instances properly. Harden your instances with proper security groups and IAM roles. 4. Neglecting autoscaling: not implementing autoscaling, leading to underutilization or overloading. Set up autoscaling policies based on CPU and memory usage. 5. Skipping testing: migrating without adequate testing. Use the staging environment to perform tests before full deployment. 7. Quick checklist: evaluate current Lambda usage, identify performance bottlenecks, calculate cost comparisons, select the appropriate EC2 instance, develop a migration plan, set up monitoring and alerts. 8. Summary plus CTA: switching back from Lambda to EC2 isn't just a technical decision, it's strategic. Remember to evaluate your usage, identify bottlenecks, and choose the right EC2 setup to avoid common pitfalls. If you found this guide helpful, drop a comment below sharing your experience. And don't forget to subscribe for more insights into cloud engineering. Bonus practical tip: if you're unsure what to pick, start with the simplest option that ships today. Then measure for 7 days, latency, errors, deploy time, and cost. Only upgrade when metrics force the decision, not fear.